ASL Season 2, Challenger League Round of 16.
Alrighty, so we are indeed on Overgrowth. And we've got a ZVZ on the way here for you. And down in the bottom left-hand side of the map, we do have from Triple T, one of these Zerg players that got through the first round dominatingly. It is
TheBigRobo.
Yeah, look at that. And meanwhile, up here in the top right, our other Zerg player, who also dominated his first round, we have as the green Zerg from Bunnies.
Neuralisk.
Hey, Bunnies.
Somebody asked if the countdown was a tease trailer to Transformers 7.
I think it is. It's actually the tease trailer to Half-Life 3. That's how it works.
Yeah, it'll never end.
Yeah, when it hits the real end, then you'll see. You'll see. Both have gone for the hatch first. BigRobo throwing down his pool, and so we've got pretty much mirror right now.
Yeah,
they're
it's
about
definitely mirrored.
Yeah, they're like a second apart from one another at this point, and that's not too surprising for them to be doing.
Yeah, ZVZ always kind of like this. Unless somebody goes for like a 9 pool or something, it's always around this economic focus at the very early game into some sort of mid-game transition.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Neither of them taking a gas yet, so not going to be any fast speed or anything.
Yeah, ZVC. So let's not talk about the game because it's kind of boring right now.
Boring game.
So what has been happening in the other matches?
Other matches have been pretty fun, I think. You got one or two players that are really kind of sticking their head above each other. Like last night we had a Triple T member, Zeratul, just walk through a group. Like just kind of, it wasn't particularly close, but then the other two players were pretty good. So we've got a few people that are kind of raising above the skyline.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. For the spine crawler down at the natural for BigRobo.
Yeah, playing a little bit more defensively than Neuralisk. I think Neuralisk knows he's a good player, and he's just playing really confidently right now.
Yeah.
Going for 4 Queen opener, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to get the creep spread. Maybe he wants to go for Hydras or something. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's no... Yeah, there we go. Just 2 gases taken at the natural, actually, for both players. So we're still, other than basically that spine, we're virtually mirrored. Both of them are going for the 4 queens. 2 lings poking on in won't really get anywhere.
Yeah, trying to go up the ramp, but not going to see anything.
So.
Just droning up on the other side of the map for Neuralisk. We do have creep tumors being put down. So good to connect the bases really early on. BigRobo going to be doing that just now. And yeah, I don't know. This is ZVZ. Overlords talking to each other, hanging out.
Yeah, they just keep leapfrogging each other on drones. Neither of them making really anything other than drones at the moment, other than the initial 2 lings from players on both sides, which is,
Right, and that lair timing is actually identical.
Yeah.
Like on the dot. BigRobo going for the build that he used against Terran, though. Going for the double Evil Chamber and then the Roach Warren. Neuralisk still hasn't done anything very telling other than going for 4 gases. 2 in his natural and 2 in his main. Oh, and here he goes. He's getting his Evil Chambers now and the Roach Warren, so...
Okay.
I guess pretty much identical. One of a little bit faster.
Yeah, pretty much copying each other all the way around. BigRobo actually supply blocked a little bit with that Overlord kill, but he's got 3 on the way out now, so that'll be quite temporary. Neither of them gearing up for a 3rd base yet, although Neuralisk has a lot more money saved up, could actually look to expand or something.
I think he should grab it now because his creep is already there.
Yeah, it feels like a good time to do it. He's pretty aware of what's going on with his opponent, and should feel comfortable doing it.
Yep. Meanwhile, both their players are getting the roach speed at the exact same time. Upgrade's just trailing a little bit behind for Neuralisk because he got them the Evo Chambers a little later. But both of our players are, I don't know, this is a really even game so far. Nobody's really showing any sign of aggression or, any telling thing other than the fact that Neuralisk has a huge bank for whatever reason. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. He is a bit higher on that. He is now starting to spend 10 roaches are coming out, and that's the first kind of indication of aggression or really military addition to things.
Yeah, meanwhile, TheBigRobo is taking his third now, so where did all those minerals come from? Because they pretty much had the exact same build, but Neuralisk just ahead in economy.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that myself.
Is that like build efficiency, optimization?
It kind of must be. He's only 2 drones ahead, so it must have just been the speed at which he did get them out. And I guess a little bit is tiny things like he didn't build a spine crawler, but that would account for like 150 tops. But yeah, I guess just it does show you. I mean, these are pretty much mirrors, and Neuralisk able to kind of cut corners in such a way that he does have a fair bit more. And although their supplies basically lockstep, it's 100 to 99 there, but Neuralisk's actual army count is a fair bit higher now, as this wave 9 more are being built to join.
Oh, and it's really bad because he didn't move up the spine crawler either. Yeah. I mean, Neuralisk is retreating here, but he has a ton more roaches than his opponent does, or well, he did.
He will when these join. He has 9 more building, which are on the way now. TheBigRobo building his own next wave, and we've got Burrow starting now, as well as Tunneling Claws for Neuralisk.
I think TheBigRobo is going to be fine here because actually both players going for. Oh, never mind. Sorry, both players going for their +2, but actually Neuralisk trying to run up here into the opponent's natural, sniping off one of the queens, picking off another queen. Yeah, that was pretty good, but he's losing a lot of roaches, and in this sort of situation, you want to be, on even footing with your opponent's roach count. But anyway, before that, I was gonna talk about how if TheBigRobo just holds here, which he can definitely do because he has defender's advantage, he's gonna be ahead because he has that third hatchery up already, and meanwhile Neuralisk is just coming up now. So.
Yeah, exactly. He is just starting to really drone it. There's just 2 guys with party hats over there. His opponent is now finished. The queen coming up. And queen being built at Robos as well.
I feel like the question here is how much damage is Neuralisk going to get done with the Burrow Roaches, because he did get Tunneling Claws as well. And so that's a pretty big investment.
It could be pretty big. On the other side, Robo is getting his infestation pit. So unless if Neuralisk doesn't get a kind of critical amount of damage done with this, then either switch into Swarm Host or switch into Infestors could end up being a better way to go. TheBigRobo is aware that, I think is aware that the Burrow is there, but because he's getting an Overseer. However, these guys are already on the move, and they're just going to go straight for the third base.
Oh yeah, they've actually swung around. He could catch all the drones here and snipe off that hatchery.
Yeah, I think TheBigRobo is going for his own attack, though, clearing out all this creep.
I feel like he has to pull back, though.
Hatchery. Yeah, he is going to...
Yeah, he's going to have to pull back. Oh, but he might actually lose these 2 Evo Chambers. If he focuses them down. Focusing down the Roach Warren. Very smart play here. And burrowing to get out.
Yeah.
But there is an Overseer here.
Yeah, and he's going to lose a lot of these.
Oh, he needs to at least fight.
Amazing, obvious surround by Robo here. He does have to fight, and he's just going to lose his whole army.
He was forced to fight there, though. Yeah. He couldn't get out by burrowing. Like, he wouldn't have been able to get out.
Yeah.
So, skyrocketing in the Roach count, 50 to 16 for TheBigRobo.
Yeah.
I would go counterattack right now.
I think he does have to, because that third base is alive for Neuralisk, so he's going to be able to replace these quite quickly. He does,
and he's got Hydralisk out.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas we're not yet seeing any infestors on their way, he's starting the pathogen glands to improve that. But yeah, if he doesn't get damage down here, he could end up, even though he absolutely was ahead after that, if he doesn't take advantage, he could find himself behind.
I think he's actually delaying it because he had to rebuild his roach horn, so he's scared to throw away his army. Because you never know, like, he could have a wall of spine crawlers now, right? Pathogen Glance is almost completed. Meanwhile, 14 roach is still being made for the BigRobo, as well as Hive Tech.
But I like the Hive, so he'll be able to start his 3/3.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But the Hydralisk then has been up for a while. You know, it's been upgrading. The muscular augments are almost done for the Hydras as well. So with the Hydralisk in this army, I think he can definitely win against those roaches. He needs to group them up, though. He's kind of split up right now between his natural and his third.
Yeah, the way he's arranged is not the best. Of course, he does know where BigRobo's army is, thanks to this creep, which is being cleaned up.
I once again, I just feel like the BigRobo, he's not playing as confident as Neuralisk is able to play.
Yeah, he's playing scared.
He's playing very passive and scared right now, even though he has like 60-something roaches. And I think his time for his opportunity to counterattack has passed. Like, if he attacks into it now, he'll just get concaved and surrounded.
Yeah, if he did it immediately, there's no doubt he would have just rolled them. I think he was potentially waiting for these infestors. There's 4 that are now burrowed and running around.
Oh, that's a lot of roaches, and here comes the fight. This is a really good surround by Neuralisk, but nice big fungals on both sides of the army, and I think the roaches are just going to clean this up.
Yeah, I think just overwhelming him, even though he was surrounded completely there, he just had too much. The fungals were perfect on both sides.
GG.
Yeah. Tony? And nice, Chloe sucks too. But nice observation there in chat from Cobain, I guess, that one of the things that he's learned in this tournament is that most gold players play scared as shit. And that aggression is often the thing that's rewarded. And we have seen that tons of times throughout this tournament, that there's been positions where someone was just attacked or less tentative, then they could win, but they play a little more scared, play too defensive. So over here on the left-hand side, the player that hesitated to attack but ultimately did with those infestors and went in and just wrecked stuff. It is from Triple T, our teal Zerg player.
TheBigRobo.
Yeah. And over here at the top right of Habitation Station from Bunnies, we have our green Zerg player.
Neuralisk.
And he is going pool first as well as gas. He actually built his pool out in front of his hatchery, which means it gets scouted just that little bit sooner by his opponent, whose pool is also on the way.
I think it went 15-14.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So both our players, even though they went for slightly different openings, they're both going to be at the exact same spot in a couple of minutes, almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Both are collecting gas. And yeah, it's not enough of a difference that Neuralisk is going to be able to be super aggressive or anything with this.
I think it almost just comes down to preference. I mean, like, I know players say that 15-14 is better.
Yeah.
Or like just more safe in general. But I feel like it's just gonna, if the game leads on and no early aggression happens, they're just both gonna be in very similar situations with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it only makes a difference if there's gonna be something like a 10 pool or whatever. 1 second. What's wrong?
You've got to pause.
What's wrong? Oh, excellent. Nobody can see things, apparently.
I saw the stream go down for just a couple seconds. But
yeah, so it's back to us. So yeah, I guess some sort of issue with that, but we'll get that resolved. Again, it's good to get it done the beginning of a game before people are microing around and stuff like that, such that it would throw them off.
Yep. So let's talk about Gold League and aggression.
Yeah.
I want to get into that because, like, a lot of people in Gold League, you can say that they don't have the mentality of higher league players who kind of just feel like they know everything about the game, or like what's going on. So without that information that kind of just naturally comes from experience, you're gonna feel a little less safe to attack or just kind of make any big plays. Like you just you're gonna doubt yourself a lot more and just be less confident in general. So being able to have the confidence to go and attack is definitely a lot more rewarding, because this game is about aggression, right? Like it's part economy and macroing up, but then ultimately the point is to attack your opponent.
Yeah, you ultimately need to do that, and I think it might have been you that was on with me when we discussed the idea of overly hedging your bets. That there are some players that they're getting their timing going and they know when they want to hit, or they know what they want to do. Is he going to get it?
Oh, no, if he got it, that would have been huge.
Yeah, it would have been a really big deal. Like that would have caused a supply block once again at a bad time.
Thing's actually getting into the base here, but doesn't look like he's picked off any drones.
No. Yeah, we'll get cleaned up. Just sees what's going on. He's getting a baneling nest himself.
It's actually
and he's got a bunch of lings coming out. But what I was saying before this attack actually occurs is, and this is a good type of example, which I don't think he will hedge, but this is the type of thing that you'll see someone, okay, I'm going to make a lot of lings, and then I'm going to get my baneling nest, and then I'm going to go and launch my attack. But before I do, I drop a spore in both my mineral lines, or I put down a defensive structure. I do something like that, and they hedge to the point that their timing doesn't work anymore. And they're being unconfident. They're thinking like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And they haven't actually scouted enough to eliminate the possibility. And he's gonna come in here now.
Big hits! That was a single baneling, and that was most of his army.
Yep. That's not what you want to see.
Lynx going in, gonna get
now a single ling coming in.
This baneling's still gonna land.
No. So yeah, Neuralisk here does still have these lings alive. Will come in, try and surround this queen. Could come back and get the other one as well, which is off creep.
You got the final inject off. But these lings are gonna get cleaned up if he doesn't focus fire.
Queen though going down in the natural.
Queen going down at the natural. Reinforcements have come in. I don't think he wants to fight these lings directly, but he's flipping in banelings very aggressively over here. Actually using his lings to block off the enemy Zerglings from the ramp, and he's just going to back off.
Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, this is one of those things too. He should go in and kill those.
Yeah.
But now it's too late.
Getting a decent pick off on one of the banelings. He could actually just zone them out with the one weak one, and then go for the go for the drones. And that's GG called from the Big Robo.
Instant GG on the drone last. Have you ever seen the video of there's a guy that's just dancing to Darude Sandstorm in random places?
I think so, yeah.
And like we can hear the music, but the reality of it is that he's just dancing to it.
Yeah.
And there is no music. So yeah, that's awesome. Down here on the bottom right-hand side of it, we have from Triple T, our teal Zerg player. It is
TheBigRobo.
Awesome. Party hats. Yeah. And up here in the top left corner, we have our green Zerg player from Bunnies. It is
Neuralisk.
Both our players tied up right now, 1-1. Gonna see who's going to advance out of this group.
Indeed we shall.
Both players mirror builds again, similar to the first game.
Yeah, full of expanderization.
Yeah.
Pool is going down for Neuralisk, and there will be one in a second. Yeah.
I think he inched out by like one drone, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
So all that stuff. Although, as we did see, like you mentioned in the first game, sometimes those little things do add up to a lot of mineral difference and so on. We do get the gas taken by Neuralisk. None yet for Big Robo.
He might opt to get 2 after his expansion comes up.
Yeah, I think that's what he has done before. So I can do that to catch up. And yeah, nothing super telling just yet. Just collecting the gas there. Queens are starting to pop as the pools are finished for both players.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the first game again. We can just kind of sit back and chill.
Yeah,
chill with the viewers.
Pretty much is the case. You got someone that's just dead set against Sandstorm.
Man, Sandstorm's not bad.
Just horrible. Yeah, how can you be against Sandstorm?
Sandstorm's a hilarious song.
It is a hilarious song.
Like, it hypes you up.
It
hypes you up, man.
It's pure hype.
Like, you go to an esports event, you hear Sandstorm, everybody's gonna be screaming.
Yeah. It's one of those songs that's good, not because it's good, because I don't know if it's good, but because there's a collective response to it.
Yeah.
And it applies to everybody.
I mean, have you seen a Twitch chat when Sandstorm goes off?
Yeah, exactly. They go nuts.
It's
a cultural phenomenon.
Coming in here.
It's one of those things that even if you don't like it, even the people that don't like it have enough fun making fun of it that they actually like it.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know?
Link's getting surrounded by some drones here.
Get cleaned up.
TheBigRobo again going for that spine crawler. Similar to the first game, and missing his drones into the gas.
Yeah, and we do get the Baneling Nest coming out for Neuralisk. It worked last time. So
I don't think it'll work this time, though.
No, it's
you got the spine
definitely
crawler.
A different scenario this time around. But I think the one thing that it did kind of reveal is TheBigRobo didn't seem to have the ability, which it is tough to do at the lower levels, but the ability to split off like a single lane to go after them and things like that are fairly micro-intensive.
Right.
Banelings are one of those units that it's easier to use them than it is to stop them.
Yeah. So, well, he does have a pretty large link force for this early on into the game, and TheBigRobo does see it. He's actually not fully walled off. His queens weren't in position.
Yeah,
he's going to get into the main.
Yeah,
he's getting in. He's right there, too. I think those will go down, though, unless his queens were on move command for a little bit, but he's going to get a lot of drones.
Oh, he's just going to attack with them, and I don't like that decision.
And that one Baneling's going to get up, but it's going to go into the queens.
Yeah, I think these drones
Lynx are still attacking all these drones. He should have just ran them down to the natural and saved them. He might actually lose a queen here. It's getting pretty close. Nice transfuse. But that was a lot of drones lost for TheBigRobo when that really wasn't necessary. His queen wasn't blocking off the wall, and the spine crawler just wasn't in position to do anything.
Yeah, had he just shut it down cold at the wall, that would have been great. He'd be so far ahead right now. Yeah. Even after this, the drone counts are even. And we've got TheBigRobo actually now way ahead because his response to that full aggression was, I'm just going to make 12 more drones as soon as he cleaned it up, which he
built 12 more drones, but here's the thing.
Yeah, here's a bunch of lings coming, yeah. And
he's going to try to wall it off with another Evo chamber, but it's not happening.
Yeah, does eventually get in and he will just GG out. Yeah, Pity did get a little aggressive in replacing them without like the people are now just typing out to Rude Sandstorm.
Yeah,